This is a bit of surprising news from the other side of the Atlantic. AFC Richmond announced the hiring of their new manager, one Theodore Ted Lasso. Of course, recently it was Coach Lasso leading the Division II Wichita State Shockers to their first ever national title in American football. He took the Shockers from a garbage program all the way to the promised land in his very first season as head coach. But for a lot of us, that's not how Ted Lasso found his way into our hearts, certainly not into our living rooms. For me, it'll always be Ted celebrating a moment of joy with his team in a way that you really have to see to understand. And then even when you see it, I don't necessarily know that understanding is what we're doing. Right on, Ted. Do your thing, man. And good luck with the most beautiful game. Do us proud. Go Merc.
Got really behind on a lot of things, a lot of movies, a lot of shows that just kind of came out that we never saw. So we just caught up on Ted Lasso, which was fantastic. That was sorry.
No, finish your thought on Ted Lasso. Then I got a quick question for you
it's
about
fantastic. Like the first time I saw it, or the first episode I saw, I incorrectly assumed that it was going to be like just a silly Jason Sudeikis sketch type. You know, like I figured it would just be kind of similar to one of the characters he plays in his sketch. And I was totally wrong, because it could have been that one note. And he brings so much new, like, I didn't know he was that good of an actor. I mean, you got to be a good actor to do comedy, but like I'd seen him in SNL and loved what he did, but I didn't know he had that kind of depth and nuance and all of that, because he took a character that very easily could have been a one-note character and gave him so much believable depth, and everybody else in the cast is fantastic. Like, it's just such a great show.
Yeah, he's got a huge skill set, that guy. Now, I'm 100% convinced that Ted Lasso is based on Ned Flanders, but that's beside the point. I still love it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The whole time I was watching, and not just the mustache, but
yeah,
I mean, there's definitely a diddly to him, for sure.
I mean, I absolutely love the show. I'm envious of Ted Lasso. I mean, I told my daughter, she loves the show as well. Look, first things first with that, as soccer hooligans, it was nice to have a show that was sort of in our world, a fandom where it was like, oh, we can relate to this. And they did, on the soccer front, hit all the right bullet points. You know, they've got like the transfers from like Argentina, or they got the Latin, player. They got all these guys and these interesting characters and the team captains that hate each other, and the one guy that's an elite punk. And they really covered all that beautifully, and in a way that's actually entertaining. It never really gets too, with me anyway, it didn't get too tiring.
Yeah.
But I look at that show and I'm like, I told my kid, I'm like, man, I am envious of Ted Lasso's skill set to let shit roll off his back. I mean, I had that skill. Man, I look at him and I'm like, I want to be that guy. I want to be Ted Lasso. I'm genuinely like in awe of I know it's a character they created for TV. And by the way, but one of the best Christmas episodes ever for any television show.
Yeah.
I thought the Christmas episode it really hit home with me with the charitable front, just because of the work we do, but also the way, it's inclusive. Like, there's a place for people to go.
Yeah.
There's a door that's open to you. There's a place where people who may not have their parents or family can be treated as such. And I just love the whole aspect of the Christmas show. But
absolutely,
I looked at it and I go, I got to go to it, like a Ted Lasso, like reform/charm school.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to like be like, okie dokie, you want to call me a fascist prick? Because people come up to him and they do the whole English soccer thing, like, you suck, you bastard, you miserable, fuck you. And they're like shouting it right in his face. And he's like, okay, have a nice day. And I'm like, how do you do that?